Okie doke. Continuing with the 19th. That should be there. And I just noticed I did not put the next day's pieces out as I usually do. So on the 20th, we've got the 7th Corps starting to show up. And the Axis side, a couple more pieces will become available. Okay, I just missed that on my normal daily setup. All right, back to the 19th. It's the Axis impulse. Again, the command value is 3 now. Reminder, command level 3. So when I've played 3 points, the impulse switches. I'm going to start with this card, this Corps. I just have this handful of pieces, but I'm going to try and do some penetration there. So, for starters, we've not entered that town, so it's still technically not an Axis town. We do not need to do a roadblock check there because we're starting our movement next to it. Since I want to move this direction, no matter what, we're going to have to do a roadblock check there. Once we move there, if that's successful, we'll have to do a roadblock check there and there. Without thinking about this too hard, I'm going to use this infantry piece to go here. Then I'll have to do a roadblock check here and here. However, if the roadblocks go up, that piece will not have to stop movement because it's not connected by a road. So I could actually use that infantry piece to perhaps move here if I so choose. Okay? So let's give that a try. That's his first movement point. I need to check the higher number first. It's a 3 or less. Then a roadblock goes up. 7. So that's good. And we check here for a 2 or less. Also a 7. All right, so we're not going to have to do roadblock checks again this impulse. So he's moved 1. Let's go ahead and move here. This costs 2 more movement points because it's a forest. Infantry to forest costs 2. So we need to check this spot for a roadblock. Again, 2 or less, 1. So a roadblock goes up on that spot. And since he's done moving anyway, but he would have to stop regardless because the roadblock's connected with a road. All right, so that's going to cause a little hindrance because we're not going to be able to move a piece to Manhay. This impulse, I don't think. No, there's no way we can get there. We have 2 armored already on our road. These armored are in the woods. It's going to cost 3 movement points to move here or here, which we will definitely be doing. So that could be 3, 4, 5. We can get this stack up to here if we need to. Let's deal with these first. We've got armor and a mechanized infantry with 5. We can go 1. Now, as soon as we move here, we have to do a roadblock check for that. Let's cross our fingers and hope we don't have an issue. So there's 1. No roadblock check there because it's not in a road. There's 2. We're going to do roll for this roadblock again. 2 or less now. 8. That's good. So he's moved 2. I could go 3, 4, 5 potentially. Or we do that with this one. If we go here, we do not have to stop because this roadblock is not connected by a road. So let's do that. 1, 2. Actually, we're going to want our stronger piece. So we're going to go this way with him. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, we have to do a bridge check and 2 roadblock checks. Bridge check comes first. 1 or 2, that bridge gets blown. Okay, bridge is not blown. Now we'll check a 5 or less on a roadblock. Roadblock goes into town. His movement will stop. We also have to do a roadblock check for the 2 spot there. 10. So nothing there. He has to stop because it's connected by a road, or in this case, an unblown bridge. Okay. So let's move this piece. 1, 2, 3. We have to do a roadblock check. So 5 or less. 9. So his 4th movement point goes here. He has to stop because he's now on a road connected to a roadblock. We also need to go ahead and roll a roadblock check for this too. 8. No. Okay, so he's done moving. We also picked up 2 victory points. That puts us at 12. I'm going to put a little German marker on the town. All right, now we've got these guys. For sure, we're going to move into Houffalize. That costs 3 points to move into the woods. Just put that there. I cannot go into these woods because I don't have enough points. I could move him up this way. I could come this way. Let's pull this back a bit and look. We are going to focus on putting pieces up here because we're going to continue to try and use that gap we've created. So that was 3, that becomes 4, that's 5. Same. You know, they're on a victory point town, but there's enough pieces they could get called in. The rules would let at least one of those pieces move off of that victory town. Let's try and keep them contained. I'm going to use this piece. This costs 2 because it's broken terrain, and this costs 2 as that's broken terrain. So that's his movement. He will stop. Okay, so that was fairly successful. No attacking. The card was worth 2 command value, so I've got one more move. I'm going to activate the 2 SS Panzer Corps. Those were the fresh pieces we just deployed to the map on the first impulse. This stack, this piece, this stack. They're not allowed to move below this line because they're part of the German 6th. All right. This stack. 1, 2, those are on roads. 3, 4. I'm going to attack that. This armored. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is clear terrain. That makes 5. Let's go ahead and move those accordingly. So right now they've created a flank attack. All right, so that's not going to require a roadblock check since it's already next to a piece. If I were to risk going, well, this costs 2 to enter. 2, 3, 4, 5. As much as I would like to do that, we have the risk of 1, this bridge being blown, and 2, roadblock check would not go up next to an allied piece. So, got 1 chance out of 5 of that bridge getting blown. Let's risk that. Okay. So just this piece so far. This is cost 2 to enter. 3, 4, 5. So once we've reached this point, we have to roll for that bridge. 1 or 2. It's not blown. That's good. And let's see. His 5th. Oh, we all, no, we do not roll. No roadblock check there either because it's next to pieces. Okay. So that is his 5th movement point. That means with these 2 pieces, I can move either or both here and or here. Or even 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, even all the way up to there. I'm going to keep them here. Let's go ahead and just keep them together. So we'll keep all 3 in the same stack. Nope, changed my mind. That one's going to go that way. All right. No one else to move in that core because I've moved all of them. We're going to do combat. All right, the odds are going to be 5, 9, 14, 18, 22, 26, 28 to 3. So we've got nice 9 to 1 odds. We have elite involved. We're attacking an elite. Unfortunately, I do not have any combat engineer tactics. I would have liked to use that to prevent an improved position going up. I'm not going to use those cards. All right. Allied gets to draw a card. He's not going to... Well, hold on. XVIII. He's not part of the XVIII. Even if he was, a piece would not get deployed there because it's surrounded. They do get artillery. There's a combat tactic on artillery, so the defender will have that. All right, we'll do our minimum draw of 2 because that piece has 2 dots. Attacker is not green. Attacker is elite. The piece is in a broken terrain. Okay, so with the minimum draw of 2, there's 2 defender hits. Let's see what's going to happen because he's surrounded before I decide to draw more. If hits, it's item B, hits is equal to the steps. So it says he needs to retreat 1 hex. He's going to have 1 option, that open spot across the river. He would be going into unoccupied in enemy zone of control in friendly supply. So that would be in friendly supply because to this hex, supply can go through a friendly and then off it goes. Okay. So he could retreat across the river and flip over. That would be 1 hit. He would have 1 hit remaining. So it would call for him to retreat 1 more hex again. And then he would be going into a hex occupied by a friendly unit in supply in an enemy zone of control. So that piece would flip to 1, and then he would end up in that stack. And then I have to take 1 attacker hit. Or I can risk drawing more chips to hopefully eliminate him, but I may take more hits myself. What do we think? What do we think? It's 9 to 1 odds. Let's go for more. Let's draw 5 more chips, which I know we can do. There's seven pieces involved, plus we have an elite. So that gives us a max of 8. I'm going to hold it at 7. So I need 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And these have bit me in the past where I end up not getting rid of the piece. That chip does not apply. No defenders adjacent. Okay. That figures. The defender is elite, so I have to take another attacker hit. No air power. No air power. It is a large attack. No air firepower, and it is a large attack. So I benefited in that I eliminated that piece, but in doing so took a second attacker hit. So we'll call that an acceptable outcome. So piece is eliminated. It's not a second, that's the first piece of 2 again to get a victory point. I have to select 2 hits. One is going to go on this weaker armored, and then we'll take the second against one of these, the non-elite. And then, so on the 2 hex advance, okay, so normally the unit was eliminated, but we're going to have, that's the first hex. The second hex would be crossing an unbridged river. So just refresher under the 2 hex advance. Mechanized may advance 2 hexes if defender conducted 2 hex retreat or was eliminated. First must be the vacated hex. Unit must stop if crossed an unbridged river. The second may be any hex, but when deviating from the path of retreat, you may not move from enemy controlled hex to another, may not cross unbridged river, etc. Notice in my handwritten notes that was a rule errata. If the defender was eliminated, there is no path to deviate from, since no path of retreat was established. In other words, we cannot cross the unbridged river since that was not the retreat path. The piece was eliminated. Had we let him retreat and retreat again, then he would have had an established path, and we actually could have taken an armor and moved here and then here to follow him. But again, since he was eliminated, there was no established path of retreat, therefore we cannot cross that river with the second move. Okay. In any case, do I want to advance anything? If I wanted to attack that, it would be wise to move pieces here, and then I could cross the river as part of an attack. However, it's a 2-division stack with elite pieces. Anything attacking from here or here, the attack is going to be cut in half because of the river. Unfortunately, he's got a division and half a dispersed division up here, 2 divisions here, 2 divisions here, 2 divisions here, 3 divisions. This is going to be tough combat. I may be better off trying to exploit what's going on down here. In another day, on the 20th, it says end German movement restrictions. So on the 20th, I can move pieces, German pieces, anywhere on the map. So I could take advantage of that, being able to use these roads down here. So we're going to set up to do that. We're going to take one of these pieces into the eliminated hex, and our second move will be here. Okay, because we're not violating anything. The second move is into a forest along a road. this stack, if they're here, does that benefit? 1, 2, 3, 4 to get there. If we stay there, it's 1, 2, 3. I do have the option of crossing that river if I really need to. So I am going to move that stack there, although I'm probably going to move him down and around. This one piece we'll get him down here. So 1, 2. Into the vacated hex, 1 more, into the forest along the road. So we still have defense here. It's unlikely they're going to do an attack across a river against a armor division. And I'm setting these up to be able to move south and west. All right. So that's the end of the axis impulse. Used a total of 5 points there. Discard. I draw 2 replacement cards. Have another one of those, and all right. Let's do the Allied move before we wrap this up. All right, so he goes straight to Engineers event, which is going to call for possibly replacing one of these many roadblocks. Get our cheat sheet out. All right. Place a roadblock in VP hex or ally supply with an allied reserve per 15.4. If more than one roadblock, we'll check the highest hold value first. If tied, then the westernmost. So it's going to probably be this one. It's got a hold value of 5. That's 3. That's 2. Oh, that one's 5. So we have a 5 and a 5 hold values. Westernmost is the first one we'll check. And that's in the XVIII and VIII, of which we do have a piece that can be deployed, the XVIII. All right. But these rules get a little squirrely on me. Okay. So we need to look at 15.4 rule. Placing a roadblock. From the same army as the allied unit nearest to the position. All right, so this is the closest army to that hex. But we do not have we do not have a core piece that belongs to this colored army that can deploy here, because it would need to be either the VIII, the US 8th Corps. We do not have a piece to deploy. Okay. Let's stare at this rule again. Okay. Needs to be the same army, preferably same division or corps, but needs to be the same army. If none meet the above criteria, taken out of contact unit. If none are available, I think we would check another roadblock spot. So do we have any of the 8th Corps that are out of contact? He's in contact. He is in contact, I believe, because this piece can move next to him. He is in contact. He is in contact. All right. So we're going to say that's not a valid spot. Neither are these, as we've checked on the last day. The next possibility is this one. So the closest army is the darker green. So here we do have this piece in the reserve box. And let's read the rest here. Okay. 15.4. Back to that. It's probably somewhere going to require that they're not in danger of surround if it's placed there. They would not be, because 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we cannot get zone and control on that hex. Therefore, he would not be in danger of surround. So that's roadblock marker gets replaced by that unit of the 18th Corps. And that would conclude the Allied impulse. Okay, I will wrap this up for now.